Hi there, Tech here. If one thing 2020 has taught us, it's that you can't predict the unpredictable. Now don't get me wrong, I'm all about planning in advance. That's why I preach about how small businesses need to prepare business plans. I write about marketing plans. If your small business was beginning to grow, I'd be talking to you about strategic plans. No. What I'm saying is that you must continue your planning habit and prepare your plans for your business so that you can look ahead, understand what might happen, and decide what you'll do to take advantage of opportunities while mitigating against threats. But while you're doing this during this unpredictable period in our lives, your process needs to also understand that your plans must include contingencies. This means identifying different, possibly contingent scenarios. You can certainly identify multiple scenarios and then plan for each eventuality, but I think that's taking the attempt to recognize uncertainty a little too far. The most practical way of planning for contingencies is to identify the most likely scenario, given what you know right now, identify a likely worst-case scenario, and identify a likely best-case scenario. Take the process of business planning. I usually recommend that you take these steps. 1. Define your vision. 2. Understand where you are now. 3. Identify the gaps between your current situation and where you want to go. 4. Strategize ways to bridge that gap. At times of high uncertainty, you would add a step between step 3 and 4, which is to identify the most likely, the best case, and the worst case scenarios. Then, your strategies can be a set of strategies that you intend to follow, as well as 2 other sets of strategies that you would follow if the worst case or the best case transpires. So, for example, if in analyzing your goals and your current situation, you think that the strategy you need to implement is to increase spending on marketing, but you're concerned about what happens if another coronavirus wave hits, you need to identify the potential scenarios. The most likely scenario for you may be that the recovery continues slowly, and in this case, increased marketing will help you catch up quickly. The best case scenario may be that business confidence increases much more quickly, so you may need to intensify your marketing. On the other hand, the worst case scenario may be that another shutdown and sales disappears again for a few months. In this case, you need to save expenses. So in this way, you can plan for a strategy that involves a scheduled, steady spending on marketing in line with the most likely scenario. However, you're also aware of and ready to react to the best case scenario by implementing the schedule more quickly, or in the worst case scenario, shutting it down altogether or changing it to a keep in touch only strategy. In this way, you can build in contingency planning in your business plan, a roadmap with the most likely way forward, but with contingencies in place. You too can use this methodology. It's a tweak on the usual planning process that I recommend. 1. Prepare for your planning, gather information about your industry and your national or local economy. 2. Clearly define your long-term vision. Make sure you can describe it so well that it forms the basis of identifying your success factors. 3. Understand exactly where you are now. 4. Identify the gaps between where you are now in capability and performance and where you want to be in the future. 5. Set some short-term goals over the next year that will be a step toward that long-term vision. 6. Identify your most likely scenario, your best case scenario, and your worst case scenario. 7. Create strategies based on your most likely scenario, but build in variations based on your best case and worst case so that you're prepared. 8. Implement your strategies and watch, monitor, evaluate, and react quickly to make any necessary changes. Hey, if you have a moment, I'd like you to like this video or subscribe to my YouTube channel. It does wonders for the algorithm. And make sure you get these free tips and tools to grow your business. So go to techo.com and sign up to get these sent directly to you. See you later.